Hello and welcome to the Island Builder YouTube channel. My name's Sandy Monroe and I'm a builder based here in Tobermory in the Isle of Mull. Mull is well known for its scenery, wildlife, boat trips, history, the music festival and the Roller rally cars. And it's also known to some people for... The Isle of Mull lies off the west coast of Scotland and is only a 45-minute ferry trip from Oban. It's Scotland's 4th largest island by size and 8th by population. The first project we're going to is the bungalow build. This job isn't actually on Mull, it's across the Sound in the village of Culhone. Culhone is on the Ardnamurchan Peninsula and is about 2 hours from Fort William by road, but it's connected to Tobermory by a small ferry that takes about 35 minutes. Ardnamurchan Lighthouse is a few miles away and is the most westerly part of mainland Britain, but Culhone itself now has the honour of boasting to be the home of the 2022 Strictly Come Dancing champion Hamza Yassin. The bungalow builds a 3-bedroom bungalow that we're building on this amazing site with views for miles and miles in all directions. The first stage of a new build is site prep. It was a shame to have to demolish this old stone building, but unfortunately the house had to be moved from its original position due to an existing water main that just isn't practical to reroute, and stone walls became a casualty. Hard ground was just a small scraping below the surface, so the vegetation in the soil was cleared and sat to the side for now. An aggregate was imported and filled on top of the bedrock. This was then levelled out to give a clean surface to work on. From here, Forsden Construction marked out and excavated the strip foundations, ready to receive concrete. Forsden Construction are a building company in Mull also. They were originally contracted just to do the foundation and superstructure block work and coating, but stepped in at the last minute to save the day to take on the site prep as well. One of the reasons I was able to take on this job was that the kit company Norscot were able to join us for erecting the kit. As I'd not long started up on my own, I didn't have the time to source the labour to commit to putting up the kit, and that's why this worked out well for me, and I really just managed this portion of the job. Craigie Joinery from up in Caithness did a great job putting up the kit, really tidy, built in good time, without compromising quality of the work even though the weather wasn't ideal. I think there were only about 4 long days and they were away by lunchtime on the 5th. I've not really got much footage of this stage of the job because I wasn't really on site with it not being on Mull. I couldn't just nip by every day, so I got a few photos from the boys. I'll dive a little deeper into kit housing another time, as I know most Scottish builders understand most of the terminology and the methods, but not everyone builds that way. With the roof membrane on, the roof structure and the windows and doors installed, the house is now technically wind and watertight. This is always a great stage to get to, and we got there bang on schedule, which was great going from all the guys involved considering the ongoing weather issues, or just normal weather as we call it here. Although the wind and rain can still enter the building in places, for the most part it's weatherproof. It's really just a signal that the bulk of the structural work's complete and you can move on to the roof coverings, wall coverings and internal first fixes. Next up on site it was MF Roofing. I became aware of Matthew through LinkedIn as I was looking for a roofing firm who would travel for projects if conditions were right, and MF Roofing took this one on. They came in, got themselves loaded up with the tiles, got their battens on, lead fitted and cracked on with fitting the tiles. Again, the boys didn't mess around. They got the roof complete in good time. It's our first time working together, but hopefully I can entice Matthew and the team back for another job in the future. With the roof complete, Forsden Construction were now able to carry on with the insulation and the slab inside the house. It's usually preferred to be pouring the slab before the kit goes up, as you've got greater access with plant to pour the concrete into the foundation and you can skid off the wall heads. But we cracked on regardless, without too much warning. Well, maybe a little bit. Working in the country often requires you to adapt and overcome, as you don't generally have the same access to services in the town, hence the patented Island Builder concrete sheet. The slab was completed just before the Christmas break, which now gives it 2 weeks to dry out before we start our first fix. If you'd like to follow along the progress on this build, please like the video and subscribe. On the next video, we'll be fitting our insulations and our service battens, ready for the plumber and the electrician to do their first fix. Cheers for now.